So what should your object of attention be if you're just starting out with this practice and trying to learn how to mindfully and or lucidly follow the falling asleep process so that you can hit the hypnagogic state with your conscious awareness intact? So as I said in the previous videos, it really doesn't matter. The main goal here is to reach this hypnagogic state without losing lucidity so that you can, mindfully and lucidly enter this hypnagogic space and start working on influencing it and controlling it. However, if I had to pick one in a perfect world, assuming you are already very comfortable with like open awareness style meditation, I would think open awareness would probably be best because as I said in like the first video I posted on this series, I really look at open awareness and then following these mental imagery once you kind of hit hypnagogia as basically being the same thing. Now it kind of slips off of that as you start to go from just watching the hypnagogic images to actually trying to lean in and influence and control it a bit. But really to get in there, open awareness and this, what I like to call just following the mental imagery, are really quite similar. But it doesn't matter. You could really use anything. Like I said, the main goal is to get to this state without losing your conscious awareness. And you can switch them up too, right? You could start off with the felt sensations of relaxation, then move on to, following your breath. Maybe that's not working. You can go back to the physical sensations of relaxation. But eventually, as you start to get down into the hypnagogic state, now you can kind of do two things at once. Like you can be following your breath or like counting in your head or feeling the felt sensations of relaxation and notice the hypnagogic images as they start coming. But eventually, like I said earlier, you're going to want to switch over to following this mental imagery, especially if you want to start trying to lean in and influence it and control it in ways. One thing about following the mental imagery though, and I guess in some sense kind of like open awareness, is once these images start coming, they're packed with so much narrative that they can be very sticky and they can really pull you out of your, they can really trap you, right? You can have this one-step removal with your lucid awareness, but as these narrative-packed images and thoughts are coming up, it's very easy for them to suck you in and then you just lose that one-step removal. So something you can do to kind of aid you in keeping this one-step removal and maintaining your lucidity is to narrate, like softly narrate in your head what's going on. And by doing that, what I mean, like the way I discovered this worked really well for it is when I was entering this space and then trying to figure out, what I'm seeing and then trying to remember it so I could relay it in a video or tell somebody else about it in my waking life. I found just doing that, so really trying to pay attention to it, to remember it, to relay later and kind of narrate what's going on and take it in as a whole. That's basically like my main approach. And I wish I could kind of explain how to do it better. Like I know I've covered it in previous videos. I don't know where those would be, but that would be somewhere in my backlog. So I'm sure I've given a more detailed explanation than what I gave right now. But basically, you want to follow the images, keep this one-step removal. And so like kind of narrating and trying to keep track of what's going on, within that space to, remember later after you get out of that space. That was basically my approach to watching this liminal space and getting used to following it without getting wrapped up back in it. Again, the same thing goes for when you're in regular full-on REM-style lucid dreams. Of course, that's all narrative-packed and story-driven. So again, it's very easy for you to lose that lucidity, get wrapped back up in the dream. So, learning how to do this in the hypnagogic state will definitely pay off big time when you start to get lucid in your regular REM-style dreams as well.